So for once, I'm quite pleased that social distancing is in place at the moment. Nobody gets to see me use this. Ever woken up regretting the night before? That cold realisation of the previous night's actions? Well, this is my latest regret. Yes, it's one of those really cheap cameras that you see advertised on eBay, Wish, etc. And they always claim that it's such a fantastic camera. And I thought, well, I'd had a few drinks, so naturally I thought it would be a good idea to buy one and see really how bad it was. Before we unbox it, let's look at some of the marketing adverts. Such images imply that this camera is of HD video quality, that it can shoot 16 megapixel stills, and generally that it's a capable and usable camera. Lots of the photographs give the impression that the camera is capable of taking good images, and they're used within the adverts. So you see them on the back of a TV, the screen on the back of the camera, and you think, oh yeah, it looks promising. So let's pluck this turkey and get it out of the box. There we go. The camera. Now I don't know if you can see this already, but I've got my Nikon D3300 and even the Panasonic Lumix FZ82, and already the box is looking pretty tiny by comparison to these two guys out of the box. So let's see what's in the box. We've got a user guide, which is a user guide on, I mean, if you've ever bought a DSLR, you know how thick the guides are that come with them. And this is sort of in the sheet of A4 folded up. Got a transfer cable, and literally the camera itself, and nothing else inside the box. Camera's wrapped in bubble wrap, and yep, it's one of those. It's got the red ring on, so obviously a Canon. Canon users have gone mad. But yeah, it's pretty lightweight. In fact, it feels really flimsy and sort of cheap plastic. And yeah, I'm beginning to think that's money wasted. But there's only one way to find out, and we'll give it a try out. So here are a few still images from the camera, and as you can see, they are pretty much garbage. I was so suspicious that in fact what I did was I dropped the images into Photoshop and checked the dimensions, and the camera's actually recording those images at 1280 by 920 pixels. So if you actually compare that and calculate how many pixels it is, it's actually only 1.18 megapixels. I mean, that's ridiculous. This is just a complete con of a camera. If you're familiar with the channel, you'll recognise this next image from a previous video I did. I thought I'd pop along and take a shot just to make a comparison between this camera and my Panasonic FZ82. So this was the image of the coloured fence boards on the local farm, and I'll compare the two images so you can see really how good the quality is on this camera. So for once, I'm quite pleased that social distancing is in place at the moment. Nobody gets to see me use this. I'm no camera snob, but this camera is really, really bad. Well, what did you think of the images? I thought they were awful, but it reminds me of an old mobile phone camera from sort of the early noughties, and the kind of images, well, they look all right on the back of the screen, but as soon as you blow them up, they just sort of merge into a big mush of some kind of impressionist painting rather than a coherent and sharp image. The video, well, that's more of the same. I mean, if you're a fan of something like the Blair Witch Project and you really want a camera that can capture that kind of shaky, amateurish quality about all of the footage it takes, then this is the camera for you. So in conclusion, I did wonder who the market for this camera was for. Was it just intentionally created as a con for people who know nothing about cameras, and they're parting with their money for something that's really worth probably about $5 in parts, basically? And that's kind of really my concern with a camera like this. It's sold worldwide. I'm sure they sell thousands of them every day, and I'm sure they sell to countries where people can't afford decent cameras and are really wanting to get into YouTube, wanting to get into photography and maybe make a living. And it's those people who I feel sorry for if they've actually parted with their money and bought a camera like this and thought they were getting something decent. I feel sorry for people who probably buy these for presents for people and expect that they're doing somebody a favour by buying them this camera. People whose families aren't familiar with what goes into making a decent camera and what they should be looking for. To see the pixel count, 16 megapixels sounds great, does HD video, that'll be great for our little Johnny and his college course that he's doing in photography, or somebody who thinks this is an ideal camera for an aspiring photographer. And the prices of them vary as well. I paid £18 for this, which is not a lot, and I didn't mind spending that kind of money on this to see what it was really like. But obviously the people are charging up to £30 for them, and it's just a rip off of that kind of money. You're far better going down to a second-hand camera place or a second-hand technology place and picking up something older, but actually a true SLR. Might cost you a little bit more, but in the long run, it's better than using this, which is basically junk. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative, and I hope it makes you stay clear of buying this if you were thinking that this was actually a good camera.